Hello guys, it's Elle again from Minty Reads. I am filming a new video now with a much better lighting, I hope. I'm experimenting to see what it works and what doesn't, and it's a learning process, right? I decided to film my May wrap-up so you guys get an idea of the kind of stuff I read and how quick I read them and stuff like that. So yeah, I read a total of 4.5 books this month. And I will show them to you and I will tell you where I rated them. These are the books I read this month. So yeah, let's get into it, in order, shall we? The first book I read this month, which was a carryover from April actually, was The Name of the Wind. And when I say this month, I mean May. I'm sorry, I keep thinking it's still May. But yeah, it was The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. This is a high fantasy story about a boy, and we follow his life basically since he is around 12 until he's a teenager or so. At least in this book. The next ones in the series I think follow him further, but in this book we follow him until he's a teenager of 16 years old or something like that. So it took me a long time to read this book, almost a month, because it's pretty dense and it's high fantasy and the beginning starts off a bit slow. But I eventually fell really in love with the main character, with the rest of the characters, and I ended up really liking it. So even though it was a bit slow in the end, I think it's a good payoff if you keep reading it. I gave this book 4 stars, almost 4.5 stars. The only reason I took the half star is because of the pacing at the beginning, but it's otherwise really good, and if you love fantasy, I highly recommend it. Yeah. The second book I read last month, was a graphic novel, and it was Uzumaki by Junji Ito. This graphic novel is about this town who has a curse in it. It's a horror graphic novel, so beware if you're gonna get into that. So this town is cursed by a spiral, basically. So spirals start appearing everywhere and taking over everything. And I know that sounds pretty dumb, but it's executed in a way that it's horrifying and masterful. And yeah, if you like horror, if you like body horror, this is the stuff for you. I read everything Junji Ito has written, and I absolutely love him, but he's definitely not for the faint of heart. There's a lot of stuff in this book that it's very horrifying, and that if you're not into it, it will let you sleep at night, so just don't do it. But if you are like me, do give it a try. It's great. I gave this one 5 out of 5 stars. It's just great, I love it. The next book I read I don't have with me actually, and it's Everything by Nicola Joon. I read it in anticipation for the movie, though I'm actually not gonna see the movie in theaters. I will probably watch it later. But yeah, I lent it to my sister right now, so my copy is with her. But I liked about 75% of it, and I completely hated the rest. So yeah, I ended up giving it 3 stars only. I didn't care for it, for the ending at all. If you read it though, let me know in the comments if you like the ending or not, because yeah, I know a few people really liked it and a lot of other people hated it like me, so. But yeah, everything is about this girl who basically has bubble baby disease, and she cannot be exposed to anything outside of her own environment because she might get sick, or she might get an infection, or she might be allergic to anything, basically. And in this book she meets a boy, and the book is about what she's willing to trade off to spend time with this boy, or really to live outside the bubble she's been living in for so much of her life. But yeah, the movie looks cute. I'll probably watch it at some point. I just don't think I want to pay for it after I was really disappointed with the ending of the book. Yeah, but if you read it, let me know. If you have a different opinion than me, I would love to hear that. And the next book I read was Gemina by J. Kristoff and Amie Kaufman. This is the second book in the Illumine files, which basically follows a few ships in this sci-fi kind of, it's our universe but way in the future. And the first book follow like the crew, the two teenagers inside one of a fleet of ships in a colony trying to escape from destruction. This one is very similar. It also follows two teenagers. They're different teenagers, but it connects with the other book quite well. I like the characters in the first one a bit more, but I quite enjoyed this one as well. Especially Spider, the girl hacker that appears in here. I absolutely love her. She's probably my favorite character in the whole series, like in both books. I anticipated reading this for a long time. It's a pretty expensive book, probably because it's so big, so I didn't buy it until I found like a pretty good deal for it. And when I finally did, I was eager to read it, and it took me like 2 days to read it. So I ended up giving it 4 stars. Yeah, mostly my few issues with the characters, and yeah, but I also gave Illumine 4 stars. It's nothing wrong with the book that I took off a star. I still enjoyed them a lot. It's just not like 5-star worthy, you know. But yeah, I enjoy it and recommend it if you want to read it. Finally, I started reading A Darker Share of Magic by B. Schawb. I did not finish it. I am really close. I barely missed it by a few days. I probably will finish it either today or tomorrow, honestly. But yeah, this is about a boy named Kel, and he lives in a universe where there's 4 different versions of London, and each version of London has like different sensitivity to magic. And his London is very like attuned to magic, and they use magic in everyday life, and our London is magicless. And there's 2 other Londons as well that use magic differently. And yeah, Kel is one of the only 2 people in this universe that are able to travel between the worlds. And he gets into trouble for smuggling an item between 2 of the Londons. And that's basically where the story kicks off. I really like the magic in this book, how it's portrayed and what it does and everything about it. I have some issues with the pacing. I'll probably reflect in my final reading of the book. But other than that, I thoroughly enjoying it, and the characters and the magic. So yeah, but I mean, like I said, I haven't quite finished, so this shouldn't even be in my wrap up. But I figure since I'm so close that I will at least mention it. But I will say my final thoughts by the end of this month. And alright guys, that's it for me and my May wrap up. Let me know what you guys read in May, or what you're planning to read in June. Let me know if I should do a June TBR. I never really stick to my TBR, so I'm kind of worried of doing it. But I might, why not? Just let me know. And you know, keep reading a lot. Have a good rest of the weekend. And take care.